Worrying is so stressful. It messes us up in so many different dynamics. Our emotions, our feelings, our mental process, our health. It stops us from a whole lot of stuff. But when we just live one day at a time, it keeps us from being consumed with worry. Welcome, family, to the Bacon Bits Podcast, where we desire for you to take the bits of information and immediately apply them to your life for success. The ground rules for our podcast is that it will always, and I do mean always, be encouraging, uplifting, and informative. The areas of life that we will be talking about on the Bacon Bits Podcast is dealing with having a balanced life, financially, relationships, physical health, mental stability, spiritual closeness. And I need to hear y'all say it out loud. Say valuable information applied equals success. Family, family, family. Welcome to this wonderful podcast. And what we're going to be talking about today is, man, stop worrying yourself to death. Worrying is overwhelming. Worrying is not trusting God or not trusting for you might be the process. I am a firm believer in processes. I'm a firm believer in God, a firm believer in systems. But if you are worried, you can worry. Literally, people are worrying themselves to death because they worry. I'm like, man, the trust factor has got to be there. The doubt has got to be removed. The negativity has got to be replaced. Worrying will drive you crazy. So it's gotta be, man. Especially for my people out there that claim they have a relationship with God. The same God who created life in you can be trusted with the details of your life. Oh, Lord have mercy. The God that created you is the same God that cares about the details of your life. He didn't just give me the wonderful job I've been blessed with. He blesses me with the details of knowing the things that I can do to be the best that I can be. He didn't just bless me with my queen. He blessed me with the details of how to love her and be the best I can possibly be to love her. He didn't just give me this wonderful, healthy body. He gave me the details on how to take care of my body. Get it? That mind, he the one knows. Guess what? There's things that I want to worry about. I'm family. We're human. There's no question in my mind. If you as a human being, there will be areas in your life that you will worry. But what you can continue to worry, or you can just give it over to God and let him, guess what? Give you the system, give you the instructions on what you need to do on your part, and then trust him with the rest of it. That's a big one, man, because worrying, I'm telling you, it messes up so many of our things in our lives. Worrying about the future hampers our efforts today. If we're stressing about tomorrow, we will never make the right decisions today. So, family, so let me just use, one in point. So I'm getting older, trying to make sure I got a little bit of change in my account so that, when it's time to retire, which I'm not going to actually ever retire, I believe, because as long as I got the gift to run my mouth, I'm going to keep on running it to help people have their best life. But when it's that time to cut back on working so much, I want the finances to be all right. Now, what I can do is be stressing the hell out. And I've done that before. And be like, man, I ain't going to have enough money to retire. And Social Security ain't going to cover it when I retire. And I want to live a certain lifestyle, which I do, when I retire. So I can stress about that and not do anything. Or I can put stuff and implement systems and put them in place that will help me to achieve that goal of financial security. Family, I'm getting older, and no question in my mind. That's being human. You're aging prayerfully like a fine wine. But if you're not, this is a great time to stop worrying, stop complaining, and saying, what can I do to change what my health is giving me right now? I don't care what no doctors with no psychiatrist, with no. I understand they doing their job. They telling you the facts. They really are. But the question is, what can I do to make my health better? I got high blood pressure. Is that working out? Is that cutting back on some of that salt? I got high cholesterol. I got to get my sugars right. You know, that's wonderful chocolate people. We love saying sugars. Get your sugars right. You cut back on all that sugar, all them cakes and pies and donuts and all of that stuff. Replace it with some fruit. Fruit is sweet and tastes wonderful, and it's good for you. So yeah, don't let nobody just put you in a box of you stuck in that area of, you know, guess what? They gave you the diagnosis. I got that. What can I do to change that? Don't be stuck. I don't care where you at in your life right now. I am real big. Please, because I don't want you worrying. Take inventory of where your life is at right now. Take your inventory. Yeah, we ain't going to stress about the future. The past is gone. We're going to live in this moment right now. We ain't going to worry. Take inventory of where your life is at right now in all those areas y'all know I love talking about. And I need you to think about one thing you can do right now to make that better. One. Now, we ain't going to worry. We going to do something about it. I don't care what that thing is. It ain't got to be super humongous. It ain't got to be super big. Long as it's 1% better than where you at right now. If you don't have a savings account, and a lot of people that listen to this, they don't have a savings account. Start saving. If you got to start off with $5 a check, please start off with that. That ain't even a meal no more. Back in the day, you know, you should be able to get a whole meal with a burger, fries, and a drink. You know, and I'm old. You know, it was $3.20 at Wendy's. You know, I'm a Wendy's man, so I could tell you what the price was. And you can't even. It would take 3 of those now to get a meal. You know, but if you could save $5, $10 every paycheck, that's a value meal. That ain't even a value meal. Still, it's $10+. Save that every 2 weeks, man. Please do that for me, man. Because I don't want you worrying about the finances if you're actually doing something about it. That's the sweet. You got a system. Really appreciate and tell your loved ones that you love them. And give them a reason why you love them. Love my daughter for calling me today to check up on me this morning right before I did this podcast. Ooh. I had my wonderful son called me a couple of days ago, and we had a most phenomenal talk as I was walking around the building. This is the part that was phenomenal. I was walking around the building, getting closer to my son from our conversation. I was walking around the building, exercising without even realizing that I was exercising. And then I was stimulating my brain by we was throwing some ideas off of each other so we can do some business things together. Look at all that stuff that happened at one time. Oh my God, look at that. One little small thing, and look at all the things that came from that. That's the things that I be talking about, man. Ain't no complaining, no bickering, complaining. What is it that I can do? Because I told you, worrying about the future will hamper your efforts that you do today. So stop worrying about your future, and guess what? Stop worrying. Let's go ahead and do something about it. Worrying is more harmful than helpful. You guys know this. Worrying is stressful. Oh my God. Oh my God. It is literally destroying your brain while you're doing it. It's harmful in the fact that I feel helpless. And can I be honest with you? 90% of the time, there's something we can do about our situation. 90% of the time. Yeah. The cool part about having a relationship with God, I'm going to let him handle that other stuff. But the things that I can actually in my life do, there's always something until I take my last breath. There's always something I can do. Always. There's people around me talking about me. I can worry about what they're talking about me about. Or I can live my best life and let my life do all the talking. Boy, I'm about to get up off this mic and run around this building right now. Let my life do the talking. People going to talk about you, family. I don't care who you are as a human being, as an individual on this planet. There are going to be people that's talking about you. And me worrying about what they saying ain't going to mean jack if I don't let it mean jack. All I'm supposed to do is live my best life. Worrying is more harmful than helpful. I don't say there's going to be times you're going to worry a little bit. You're going to get discouraged. You're going to get down. Got it. Either I can stay down and throw myself a pity party and invite all my people there so they can be pitiful with me, Or I can get around people that, guess what, we are solution people. We want to find out what can we do to make this problem better so it won't be a problem anymore. And it's going to be more helpful than harmful because we are there to help each other get out this funk that we in. God does not ignore those who depend on him. That's the cool part about not worrying. All I got to do is think about, God is thinking about everything that I'm going through. That's why I be wanting people to have so much of a relationship with God. Is he's worrying about, I'm sorry, take that back. He ain't worrying. He is concerned with the things that I worry about. He's concerned with the things that I'm concerned about. The cool part is he's going to give me some information on how to change the situation. And then I'm supposed to do my part in helping change the situation. And then I'm supposed to leave the rest in his hands. That's the cool part about having a relationship with God. God is just as concerned about your life as you are. Remember, he created you. He designed you. He fearfully and wonderfully made you. He made you in his image and in his likeness. And he wants the best for you. God don't do good. God don't do better. God wants the best for you. And if I know I have a God that wants the best for me, why wouldn't I tell him everything I'm going through? Guess what? I tell him as soon as I throw my worries off on him. That's the cool part. God says for me to cast my cares. Another word for cares is my worries on him, for he cares for me. That sounds so good. Guess what? I'm having a moment. I can acknowledge I'm worrying about something. Now let me give it to God. And guess what? I'm verbally saying it out loud. I'm giving it to him. As soon as I give it to him, he's working on the situation because I gave it to him to work on. Wait. Lord have mercy. That's the part about life that I love so much. Family. Worrying shows a lack of faith in and understanding of God. Remember, now faith is substance of things that you hope for, the evidence of things yet not seen. And it says, without faith, it is impossible to please God. Oh my God. Me worrying is not pleasing God. Why is that? Because I'm not trusting him to be who he says he is. My job is to let God have it. I don't want to have a lack of faith. God said all I need is the faith of a grain of a mustard seed. He didn't say the whole mustard seed. He said a grain of the mustard seed. If I have that kind of faith, God's going to take over and just but once again, it's a team effort. God is going to tell you what you need to do in the situation. And then you got to do your part so he can do his part. You got to do your part. We got to do our part. Because when we're worrying, we are having a lack of faith and an understanding of God. God is a rewarder to those who diligently seek him. Give it to him. Give it to him. Literally take it. Say, God, I'm tripping right now. My finances are going crazy. My relationship has so much strain in it. Oh my God. Lord, my body is stressed. Lord, I'm worried. And I know worrying ain't going to do nothing for me. So what I'm doing is I come to you right now. I'm acknowledging that I'm worrying, and I'm going to give this over to you, and I'm going to leave it in your hands so you can do what it is that you do best and be God. I'm going to do whatever you ask for me to do because I feel like I'm at a point now where I feel hopeless. I feel like there's nothing else that I can do. But I know whatever you tell me to do, I'm going to do that, and I'm just going to really rely on, trust on you to do your part. And everything gonna fall into place. It might, more than likely, ain't gonna fall into place like I want it to fall into place. But Lord, I know beyond a shadow of a doubt, it's gonna fall into place. Worrying keeps us from the real challenges that God wants us to pursue. So if I'm worrying about what I'm worrying about, I can't pursue the awesome abundance that God wants to have for me. If I'm worrying about what I'm worrying about, I can't really appreciate and enjoy the people that's in my life. When I'm worried about what I'm worrying about, I'm putting more unnecessary stress on my body. And I can't even live my healthiest life because I'm actually being counterintuitive to the very thing that I want, which is good health. When I'm stressing and I'm worrying about stuff, I'm not giving God the opportunity to keep my mind open so he can give me the ideas of what I need to do to change. Worrying is so stressful. It messes us up in so many different dynamics. Our emotions, our feelings, our mental process, our health. It stops us from a whole lot of stuff. But when we just live one day at a time, it keeps us from being consumed with worry. Y'all hear me now? Living one day at a time keeps us from living consumed with worry. I'm not supposed to be stressed out about tomorrow because I don't know what's going to be or happen tomorrow. I am not supposed to bring tomorrow's issues and tomorrow's worries into the day. All I'm supposed to do is focus in on what it is that I'm going through at this moment. Carefully prepare myself and say, all right, this is the stuff that's going on. So literally, I want y'all to take out a piece of paper, sit down and write this stuff down. If you're driving, don't try to take no notes right now. Go back and listen to the podcast. But if you are somewhere where you're able to sit down, grab you a notebook, notepad, something, sit down and write down what's going on in your life. If you truly feel stuck on what it is that you are going through, first of all, I want you to pray. I always want you to start off with that. Don't be like, well, the only thing I got left to do is pray. No, start off with prayer. And then after you pray, get around people around you that you consider to be wise. Who are the people that's around you that's wise? These are the people that take the information that they know and they apply it. That's why valuable information applied equals success, equals wisdom. I want you to get around people that you highly admire, you adore them, and you ask them for some input on this area. And don't just ask them for the input just to be asking for the input. I want you to ask them for the input so you can actually do the changes and apply the changes that they telling you to make, so you can have the answers to what you say you want to do. Because I don't want you stressing. I don't want you worrying. Worrying ain't no good for you. So I need you to go ahead and say, you know what? This is beyond me. I ain't gonna worry about it no more. I'm gonna do everything I can towards this, but I've done everything I can. I'm gonna leave it in your hands, God, and let you do what you do best. Run my life. God, thank you so much for this wonderful episode in this podcast. Guys, I love you. Y'all know I want nothing but the best for you. I need you to stop worrying because it ain't doing nothing for you, and get the answers to life. This is your boy John Bacon with another segment of Bacon Bits. Love you guys. God bless.